Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into something pretty special. How a song from Chappell Roan became this huge, beloved anthem before it was even officially out.
So how does that even happen? How does a song become a hit before it's actually, released? Well, we're going to look at the story of The Subway. This is a track that built this absolutely massive, super passionate following, and it did it all through live shows. This really isn't just about a song. It's about this incredible shared experience between an artist and her fans.
And believe me, that's no exaggeration. For more than a year, The Subway was like this beautiful little secret. It was an exclusive thing, A moment that was only shared between Chappell Roan and the people who were actually at her concerts. And all of that anticipation, that's what turned the official release into a full-blown event. All right, let's get into our first section, the year-long wait. Seriously, the whole journey of The Subway, from this live-only secret to an official single, it's like a masterclass in building up hype and tension. It's a story that's all about patience, pure passion, and a little bit of that viral TikTok magic. Okay, so just look at this timeline. It all kicks off in June 2024 at the Governor's Ball in New York City. I mean, how perfect is that for a song called The Subway? So it debuts there, and pretty quickly it becomes this fan favorite on tour. But here's the kicker. It's the outro that just explodes on TikTok. And that's what spreads the word way, way beyond the people who are actually at the shows. So for over a year, if you wanted to hear this song, your only option was these kind of grainy phone clips. And that, right there, is what created this incredible mystique around it. And what's so fascinating about this whole thing is that the hesitation wasn't just on the fan side. It was coming from Chappell Roan herself. She's on this podcast, and she says she was genuinely worried that she couldn't recreate that raw, electric energy from the live shows in a polished studio version. This worry, about living up to the hype, it just added this whole other layer of drama to the story. Okay, moving into section 2, Anatomy of a Heartbreak. So what is it about this song? What made it connect so deeply with so many people, even when they were just hearing it through a tinny phone speaker? Well, it really boils down to two key things: the lyrics and the sound. At its core, The Subway is just this classic, gut-wrenching heartbreak ballad. It's all about that really specific, kind of haunting feeling you get when an ex becomes like a ghost in your life. Their presence just lingers everywhere in the most normal, everyday places, and it just completely turns your world upside down. And the lyrics, they just paint such a vivid picture. You see someone with green hair on the subway, and you have a total breakdown. You smell a perfume, and it feels like it could literally kill you. Chappell even admits to making her ex the villain just because they moved on. And then there's that famous, desperate promise to just up and move to Saskatchewan if the feeling doesn't go away. It's these super specific, almost painfully real details that take this universal feeling of heartbreak and make it feel so, so personal and relatable. And all of this emotional chaos, it builds to that incredible outro. Yep, the part that went viral. And the genius of it is this brilliant, super simple play on words. She's got away, that's about her unforgettable, mesmerizing quality, right? The thing that made her so special. But then it flips to she got away, and bam, there's the crushing reality of the loss. In just two little phrases, she perfectly captures this entire story of loving someone and then losing them. Of course, it's not just the lyrics. The music itself builds this whole world of nostalgic pain. The sound is this perfect mix of dream pop and soft rock. You can hear the influences from these iconic 90s bands like the Cranberries, the Sundays, Cocteau Twins. It all creates this timeless, almost hazy, nostalgic vibe. And then her voice, her vocal style, especially in that chorus, has this powerful, kind of Alanis Morissette edge to it that just drives all that emotion straight to your heart. All right, section 3, A Nightmare on the Subway. So, all that internal pain and that obsession that we were just talking about, well, in the music video, it gets an external, totally surreal, and just wonderfully campy showcase. The video is basically a visualization of what it feels like to be completely consumed by a memory. It starts with her seeing this vision of her ex, who is literally a green-haired monster on the subway. That kicks off this wild chase across New York City. In her obsession, it physically manifests as this ridiculously long Rapunzel-style hair that starts getting stuck indoors and collecting garbage. And then at the end, she just wakes up on the subway. And you're left wondering if it was all a dream or a nightmare. It's just a perfect visual metaphor for everything the song is about. And here's a little fun fact, a great little Easter egg for anyone who really knows their New York City icons. The video actually features a cameo from the real-life Green Lady of Brooklyn, Elizabeth Eaton Rosenthal. It's this awesome, clever nod that just grounds all that fantasy in a bit of real-world New York. I mean, the whole video is just jam-packed with this glorious, over-the-top imagery that is 100% pure Chappell Roan. You've got the ex as this Cousin Itt-style grass monster. You have her climbing her ex's hair like she's King Kong. There are drag queens, there are rats running through her hair. It's all part of her signature style, this amazing blend of high camp, drag culture, and just pure surrealism. It really does turn that internal struggle into this unforgettable external spectacle. So that brings us to our final section, and really the big question, was the wait worth it? After more than a year of all this hype, all the fan passion, even the artist's own doubts, did the official release actually deliver on the promise? Well, according to pretty much everyone, critics and fans alike, the answer was a massive, resounding yes. She absolutely 100% stuck the landing. Somehow, the studio version managed to capture that lightning in a bottle. All of that raw passion from the live shows, the longing, the frustration that fans fell in love with, it was all translated perfectly into the final track. She completely nailed the transition from that live, chaotic energy to a polished, powerful studio recording.
So, what's the big takeaway here? What does all this teach us? The story of the subway is so much bigger than just one song. It's this incredibly powerful reminder that even now, in our age of instant streaming and getting everything we want right away, there's still something magical about the shared, patient experience of a live performance. It shows that it can still create the most potent, the most lasting kind of magic.